Paving this shit crank.
Hey, what's up, you guys? This is the update on that guy Ahmad. I don't know how to say his whole entire name, so I'm just gonna call him by his first name, Ahmad. But this is to me, and I'm really, really angry about this. This to me is nothing except for terrorism. To me, this is terrorism. This is exactly what it is. I've read the story and I'm going to go ahead and read through it, but I kind of want to give you guys a little bit of information. The reason why I say it's terrorism is because when you actually run and hunt somebody down that's running for their life, that becomes terrorism. What he did was purposely done. And now his family is trying to spin the narrative that he might have a mental illness. And to me, I feel this way. If he has no prior history or he has not been treated during this time or before this, shortly before this, then I think that they should throw that out of the window, because I'm getting tired of hearing people talk about, when someone shoots or kills someone, rapes somebody or do anything, they always want to throw the mental illness in there. And being antisocial does not conclude that you have a mental illness. That just means that you don't deal with people. So I'm sick and tired of them pushing that narrative that, this man has a mental illness. They're trying to get him out of trouble. He has a history of being violent with people. He had a court case before. This is straight terrorism. I don't care what anybody says. They can get mad at me, but this is what it is. Not because of his name, but it is straight terrorism. So I'm gonna get into this story. It's Boulder, Colorado shooting suspect Ahmad passed the background check. And you know what? To be honest, I looked on the internet and I looked up possibly getting a concealed weapons license. And when I looked at it, I'm telling you, a smart fifth grader could pass that test. It is so easy. So they need to do more than just give a common sense test. They need to give a test where it's really going to take some brain power, and they need to be in a situation like how they do the police and see how you react and how you respond. Me personally, I want my money. If they use my idea, I'm definitely going to say something to keep this video, but I really feel like they should have one of those virtual suits on you with monitors all over your body to see how you respond in, situations like they do policemen, to make sure that you are a good candidate. Because the way they have the system going now, I really believe they should revamp it, but I don't think that they should take away people's right to own weapons, okay? Because when the police are not there, we have to be able to protect ourselves. So let me get on with this story. The man charged with killing 10 people in Boulder grocery store passed a background check and purchased the weapon used in the slaughter, a Colorado gun shop owner said on Friday. And this is him sitting in the wheelchair looking stupid. He knows exactly what he did. There's no excuse for his behavior. He knows exactly what he did. And he's planning on getting away with it by pleading insanity. The suspected gun, Ahmad, purchased a Ruger, I believe it is, AR-556 on March 16th. I apologize. Days before the shooting, a senior law enforcement source told CNN on conditions of being anonymous. In other words, oh God, these people and these words. We are absolutely shocked by what happened, and our hearts are broken for the victims and families that are left behind. John Mark Eagleton, the owner of Eagle Nest Armory in Arvada, said in a statement. You guys, I'm doing this and I'm reading from my phone, so That's why some of the words may even come out differently, okay? And some of these words are cut off, and I apologize for it. So let me see. It said the store will continue to fully cooperate with investigators, Eagleton said, ensuring every sale that occurred at our shop is lawful, has always been and will always remain the highest priority for our business, the statement stated. Okay, remember I'm reading something different. Regarding the firearm in question, a background check of the purchaser was concluded as required by Colorado law, and approval for the sale was provided by the Colorado Bureau of Investigation. They did a piss poor job, I could tell you that. That's exactly what I could tell you about that. Okay, because there's no way. They really need to revamp this. Like, you want to redo the police force, you need to redo all this too, but don't stop people from having a right to bear arms. Okay, nothing in the federal system would have prevented him from passing a background check and buying a firearm, a law enforcement source had previously told CNN. Okay, I gotta keep my eyes on both of these. Hold on. Okay. The suspect pleaded guilty to misdemeanor count of third-degree assault in 2018 after attacking a high school classmate 1 year earlier, according to court documents and a police report. He was sentenced to 1 year probation and 48 hours of community service and anger response treatment, court documents said. And see, this is what I'm talking about. When you just smack these people on the hand, they were like, okay, their mindset is, well, I can do something else and I'm just going to get a smack on the hand. It showed you right here in 2018 that he was able to carry out a violent act. These acts that this man is doing is political, to me, purely terroristic. I don't care if you get mad. You can come for me, you can report me, whatever you want to do, but this is exactly what it is. And because I'm saying that does not mean that I'm promoting terroristic hatred or anything like that, because that's not what I'm saying. This is a country where you're allowed to speak your mind and speak your own piece. You know, and then there was a question that was asked, and it kind of shook me, like, why that King Super? Why Boulder? Why Monday? The thing of it is this, why any place? It doesn't matter. Why any place? I know that's a common question. Why me? Why this? Why that? But why any place? This should have never happened. Never, never, never happened. And then the thing that gets me is this. I worked in mental health for many years, and so I'm hip to a lot of BS that goes on with these, you know, and I'm not saying that these clients are all faking, but a lot of them, when I used to sit down, evaluate them to, you know, enroll them in the program, I would have to do an extensive background check on them, and I mean extensive. And I would have to find out from the very first time to their childhood. I had to talk to their family members, and then some of the clients would sit with me, and they were like, you know, even though I have a mental illness, I know what I'm doing. I know what I can get away with. And I'm looking like, yeah, really? Yeah, I know what I'm doing. If I don't get my way, I just throw a hissy fit and everybody jump to my beat. And I'm like, wow, so do you think that's productive? And I get them to thinking about it. Like, what if you throw a hissy fit? It's like the boy who cried wolf. You get what I'm saying? So I'm aware of the bull crap that they're trying to do. They're trying to lessen the blow, just like that dude that shot those Asian people. And you know what? To the Asian community, that is so cold that happened to you guys. That should have never happened. And I pray that healing comes forward swiftly. You know, I know that you'll never forget what happened, but I pray that healing comes forward. You know, and the policeman chalked it up to somebody having a bad day. You don't just go kill people talking about somebody had a bad day. He needs to be reprimanded for that, because that was just a horrible situation. People were running for their lives. They were scared. That was just a stupid outright statement right there, point blank, period. I don't care how you feel about a certain race in this country. You have no right to take anybody's life. If you got that much hatred, then you need to go somewhere and get some help, because you have not a right to go and take somebody's life because of the color of their skin or because of the race that they were born to be. Nobody has control of what race they're going to be. Nobody has control. So y'all need to kill it with all that prejudice bull crap. Okay, Boulder County District Attorney Michael Doherty said Friday the possible motive for the rampage continues to elude investigators. I think the victim's family and the community are desperate to know the motive, he told reporters. We want to know the motive. And that's going to be the focus of our efforts going forward. Whether or not we're able to determine, it remains to be seen. And yeah, that right there, I'm telling you, I already know what the motive is. That was a terroristic act. That's exactly what the motive was. You know, because as I was reading, like I said, this man hunted this one guy down like a dog to kill him. And a person that has a natural, a real life mental illness is not going to hunt you down. I'm sorry, I just don't believe that. Boulder Police Chief Morris Harrell said, "Why that supers? Why Boulder? Why Monday?" Unfortunately, at this time, we still don't have those answers. Additional charges of attempted murder in the first degree against against Ahmad, I think that's his name, will be filed in the next couple of weeks, said Doherty. You guys, I have a little sniffle. It's not the, it's not the, that thing. It's not that. Adding that those counts stem from the suspect's exchange of gunfire with police. And my thing is this. I don't understand how come this man doesn't have 10 charges of capital murder. That's what I'm not understanding. I had a discussion with someone and I was like, so this, this whole story is crazy. And majority of the people that I spoke to said straight up, he needs to die. He needs to die, period, point blank. And nobody believes that this man truly has a mental illness. They all believe that he's using that and his family is using that to try to save him. There's a story. In California, there's a city called San Bernardino, and they have this place called the Regional Center where they have like the terminally disabled mentally, where they have people that they live with or they're in the facility where people have to take care of them around the clock when they can't take care of themselves. They can't do everyday daily activities of living, like bathing and all those things, paying the bills, getting doctor appointments. They do that. So it's called the Regional Center. And these people I believe they were from a Muslim background, and I'm not trying to incite anything, hatred. You guys don't go out there messing with nobody. I'm just giving you something that happened, because if you don't take my story and go run with it, because this is not that kind of story. But I believe they were Muslim, and they had those types of training. So they went up to the regional center, and they shot them people up and killed them people. It was just a bloody mess. They were battling it out with the police department. It was just crazy. And when they got to those people's houses, they had all kinds of ammunition and weapons. They were not through. If they had not have been caught there, they were going to continue their terroristic act. And I know a lot of people don't like him, and I respect that. Like I said over here, you can like whoever you want to. I don't care. I'm not going to get upset. But my views and your views are your personal views. And, you have a right to not like or agree to what I'm saying. But when it came to Donald Trump was talking about some of these very things that people were going to start, doing killings on American soil to this magnitude. And everybody was like, oh, you're just being this way and that way. And I sat there and I listened and I paid attention. And you guys, if you pay attention, all these things, and it's not just the Muslims or foreign people, it's just that people are just going crazy, just shooting up folks for no reasons. You got policemen that are scared. They're shooting and killing people, and you got people that are just coming out with weapons and just shooting up malls and sex parlors and all. It's just way out. it's just way out. It's getting out of hand. So the actions of law enforcement and the quick thinking of a lot of people in the supermarket undoubtedly saved lives, the prosecutor said. He said investigators were still examining store shelves and the walls to determine the number of shots fired. That's what I'm saying. This guy knew exactly what he was doing. When he bought that gun, he had every intention on killing people. He had every intention on committing a murderous terrorist act. You can't tell me he did not. So it was a grocery store in the middle of the day, you guys, he said. So from your own experience, we've all been to the supermarket in the middle of the day. Like I said, I'm reading something different. And you can imagine how many people that were in there. And in the middle of the day, you got a fair amount of people in the grocery store. King Soopers employee Emily Griffin told CNN Aaron Burnett on Friday that she witnessed the suspect chase a man into the parking lot and shoot him multiple times. You hear that? She witnessed him chasing a man that was running away for his life. The man didn't even have a weapon. He shot the man multiple times in his backyard. Shot him down, hunted him down like he was on a deer hunt or something. This is why I say it's terroristic. And then, his lawyer and then want to go get a mental health evaluation. I believe that if they give this man a lesser sentence, all hell is going to break out because there's too much going on where there's attacks against American people, and that BS needs to stop. Griffin said she was on break outside the building with another girl when they heard a loud popping sound. She said she turned to the other girl and said, "I don't think it's fireworks." You guys, I have a little not a cold, but I have asthma, so it's kind of bothering me. So bear with me because I really want to get this story out. Griffin said she then saw a man running into the middle of the street to get away. The suspect shot him and then shot 4 or 5 more times into the man's back while he was on the ground. Griffin said, see, this is like terroristic stuff, you guys. This is terroristic behavior. You don't chase somebody down. If somebody's running, you normal person, you let them run. You shoot once, keep going, especially if he didn't do anything to you. This was a total terroristic act. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care. Think about it. The 2 women then ran behind the store where they found other employees and customers evacuating the building. The evacuees ran up a hill that was covered in snow and mud to get to the other side of the shopping center and take shelter in a Whole Foods store, Griffin said. And these people are running and he's just shooting. He's just shooting. This has nothing to do with mental illness. I'm telling you guys, if they let this man get off because they say he got a mental illness, let me tell you something. It's going to be more of these shootings that's going to start happening because they're going to say, oh, guess what? America's so stupid that they're going to we could just say we got a mental illness. You know what I'm saying? And they'll forgive us and we could just continue on killing people. Whatever. Ahmad has been moved out of county jail after officers became aware of threats towards him from other inmates, a jail official told CNN. So what? He should have stayed right there. You should have left him right there. Let him be afraid for his life. You guys are babying a criminal. And this is the stuff I don't understand. These pedophiles and these murderers, you guys are babying them. So it's giving a message to the world that it's okay to commit a crime because it won't be so bad. You'll get a light slap on the wrist. He was relocated early Wednesday morning, according to Jeff Goetz, division chief of the Boulder County Jail. My screen on my phone keeps going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Okay, Ahmad was never in direct contact with the inmates and was not harmed, but other inmates were asking about him and making threats, according to Goetz. So what? These questions were directed toward other officers. And this is what I'm saying. You're protecting this punk? The move precedes Ahmad's initial court appearance Thursday, where he was charged with 10 counts of murder in the first degree. He remained seated in a wheelchair wearing a face mask and only spoke when the judge asked if he understood his rights. He should have been facing capital murder. Capital murder. You're giving him that? Capital murder. That doesn't make any sense to me. Why you guys keep giving these people less terms? Prosecutors said in court that more charges may be filed regarding Monday's massacre when Ahmad allegedly shot and killed customers and employees at the King Soopers grocery store. Don't forget about the police officer. You know what? Okay, let me leave that alone. Authorities have yet to share information on possible motives. His brother, Ali, told CNN earlier this week that he may have a mental illness bullshit and that he was bullied in high school over his name and for being Muslim. That doesn't give him a right to turn around and massacre people so you can keep your BS to yourself. Ahmad had become increasingly paranoid around 2014, believing he was being followed and chased, according to his brother. Come up with any story to try to get your brother out of trouble. Yeah, and I felt, you know what, I'm going to be quiet because I don't want them to strike me for this, but I don't care what they say. I don't believe it. During Thursday's proceedings, Ahmad lawyer Catherine Harold noted that a full assessment of his mental illness was needed. For what? He don't need no mental illness, no mental assessment. I can already see. I've done assessments all my time that I worked in mental health, and I don't believe it. He's going to play the role very, very well, and he's going to trick you guys, and I guarantee you, he's going to trick you guys. Unless this man was treated up until the shooting, I don't want to hear it. I don't believe it. We cannot begin to assess the nature and depth of Mr. Ahmad's mental illness until we have the discovery from the government, she added. The presiding judge, Thomas F., I'm just going to say M because I mess up his name so bad, agreed to set the next hearing in about 60 to 90 days. And I just really hope this man does not get away with this, because this is going to be a slap in every American's face. It's going to send the worst type of message that it's okay for you guys to gun down people and just claim that you got a mental illness. It's going to send a really bad message. I want to make sure that the defense has ample opportunity to prepare to move forward, the judge added. Doherty said the date of his next hearing will be announced next week. Okay. And now people have to pay to bury their loved ones, but this is really, really sad. As the court proceedings move forward, residents in the community continue to show support for the friends and families of those killed in the shooting. The victims were Boulder Police Officer Eric Talley, 51. They said this dude was such a cool guy. He was so nice. Store manager Ricky O's, 25. Store employee Denny Strong, 20. Store employee Terry Leaker, 51. Nev S., I can't say the last name, so that's why I said S, 23. Trelana Lana B., I can't say her name because I don't want to mess it up and disrespect her, age 49. Suzanne Fontaine, 59. Kevin Mahoney, 61. Lynn Murray, 62. Last but not least, Jody Waters at the age of 65. This is so crazy. This man ruined 10 lives. The Boulder Police Department said Friday in a tweet that Talley led a contact team of officers into the store within 30 seconds of arriving on the scene. The suspects fired at the team of officers, killing Talley. Wow. Boulder police said, adding that the suspect fired on the officers until he was taken into custody. No other individuals were shot or killed after the officers engaged the suspect, police said. See, that's what I'm saying. If those policemen were not there, this man was going to continue to kill. He was on a mission. This has nothing to do with mental illness. If you feel like you're paranoid and somebody's going to chase you, let me tell you something about paranoia. I had clients that had paranoia so bad they also experienced audible hallucinations and visual hallucinations, okay? So when they would have paranoia attacks really, really bad, they would go somewhere and sit quiet They would go somewhere and sit quiet after taking their medicine until, the medicine kicked in. So I don't want to hear that. That's BS. That's BS to the maximum. On Thursday, a vigil was held at Boulder's Fairview Halley. I don't know where I get that from. Boulder's Fairview High School. Jana Bledsoe, a local elementary school teacher, attended the gathering and spoke with CNN about how she knew Officer Talley. And this is what I just said her name. Miss Bledsoe said, he was just such a remarkable human being. Most of the incidents were very, very minor, having to do with mental health. Homeless people that happened to end up on our campus, she said. He managed them so beautifully, emotionally, and compassionately. Bledsoe shared an incident that Talley had handled when a homeless man was on the school grounds. And she's talking about Talley. He had went over to the homeless man and sat down with him and just said, "Hey, buddy, what are you doing?" And she said that Talley put his arms around the man and said, "I do understand." And the man washed his clothes, because the man was washing his clothes at the school. So he didn't judge him. He didn't kick him out. He wasn't nasty. He wasn't rude. And he just let him know, hey, I understand. He was just at our school on Saturday. He was just the kind of person that I wish that we could populate the entire planet with. Betsy Power attended a vigil with her family, who spoke about growing up down the street from the supermarket. Wow. And let me see what she has to say. Hold on, my phone screen is acting up while I'm trying to handle this at the same time. Multitasking, y'all. Multitasking. We're here today to support our community and Boulder. We're trying to stay strong. We live right down the street, about 5 blocks down. We know everyone, almost a lot or most of everyone that works at the store. This is our neighborhood, Powell said. Everyone in Boulder is suffering right now. Everyone in the nation is suffering right now. Boulder will never be the same again. Our nation will never be the same again, she said. And this is true. This is very true. Man, this is crazy. Kevin Mahoney, one of the 10 killed in the shooting, was remembered as a loving father and husband who volunteered. He loved hiking, and he always would help clean up the hiking trails. His family told CNN Anderson Cooper on Thursday. And they're talking about Ellen Mahoney now. Ellen Mahoney, Kevin's wife of 35 years, and their daughter, Erica, expressed their deep appreciation for the outpouring of support received by friends and others across the country. Well, you deserve that support, definitely. Definitely. But it's not going to bring, your loved one back. And I'm not sure who's speaking here, but he was just so kind to everyone. And I think one thing we want people to know is he's a real person, and his loss has a ripple effect to so many people and the Boulder community and beyond. Okay, this is Erica. Erica said nothing, noting that she is expecting and that Kevin was elated for her. So this is sad. Wow. Ellen said that she is thankful for the past year spent with Kevin as they endured the C-19 pandemic. So I think Erica was probably his daughter, if I'm not mistaken. It gave us time to be together. It reminded me almost like the beginning of our marriage. We took a lot of walks. We cooked together. We watched TV together, she said. I'm very grateful for this past year because we were both working together as a team under very difficult circumstances. And as the family grieved following the shooting, Ellen received a condolence letter that she wished to share on air. She reads, "If you are in pain and suffering, remember who you truly are and breathe. You are as vast as the sky, as bright as the stars, as wide as the ocean, as strong as a mountain, as beautiful as the flower blooming in the spring." That was really nice. That was really nice. Whoever wrote that, kudos to you. Okay, Suzanne Fontaine was an actress who had performed in the Denver Center for the Performing Arts. She worked for a nonprofit financial education program signing seniors up for Medicare. Her life partner, Felipe Binier told CNN Don Lemonhead Lemon, they first met at a theater where they worked on the Tennessee Williams play. I think this is, I'm gonna try to say it, the Glass Menagerie. I guess that's it, Menagerie. They were about 30 years old and dated a handful of months before going their separate ways. Oh. Then 26 years later, when Bernier was doing another show at a different theater, Fontaine saw his name in the paper and came to see him. They had been together ever since, Bernier said. That's sweet. That's really sweet. That's really sweet. She had a way of loving that was just not like other people. I don't know everybody, excuse me, but when she loved you, it was deep. And if you needed anything at any time, she was there. She was there, no questions asked. And I don't know too many people like that, Bernier said. Fontaine got things done. She was a bit of a bulldog, so she was beautiful at it. But she would ask nicely. If she did not get the answer that she wanted or needed, she would ask for the supervisor. She would not let it go, Bernier said. Okay, Miss Feisty. Okay, you will truly be missed by your family. He says he doesn't really hate the shooter, but it might take him a little while to forgive him, which is understandable. Which is understandable. I don't really hate the man who shot her. I don't like him much. Yeah, but I sort of blame society. This been going on for a long time, he said. He added that people get shot on TV all the time and kids are watching all that. What do you expect them to be when they grow up? And that's a good question too. That's a really good question because there are a lot of games, like the gaming systems. You sit there and watch a kid play a game and they're blowing people's heads off, and I'm sitting there like, what the crap? We didn't have games like that. We had like Space Invaders. We had Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man. We had pinball machines and things like that. We didn't have all this violence, people blowing up everybody. When the Space Invaders blew up, it was just little triangles that came apart. It wasn't all this violent stuff, you guys. So, even now, like you guys, when you go into the stores, when you're out and about, you better definitely pay attention to your surrounding because these folks are losing their everlasting mind. And I thank you guys for being patient with me. During this reading, I've been sipping on water in between taking breaths, so my voice cleared up a little bit, and I thank you for being patient. You guys take care of yourself. Please make sure you pay attention to your surroundings. Don't just be walking blindly. You don't know, you could be walking into a trap. Pay attention. This will tell you, pay close attention, be aware. If you go up to the store, pay attention to the store before you go in. Make sure you don't get caught up, So, and that goes for you especially, ladies. Some of y'all just get out cackling, be on your phones. You're not paying attention to what's around you. And somebody could come and boop you upside your head. And then what? I didn't see it coming. Why? Because you were too busy on the phone running your mouth. Pay attention. That's all I'm saying. And all you young girls, you pay attention too. Don't just be hanging out with your friends and not paying attention. If you feel tension, if something don't feel right, you get the heck on. Don't say, I felt that, but I wasn't sure. Honey, if you feel it, that's your assurance right there. Move forward. Get up out of there. And whoever don't want to go with you, hey, that it is what it is. So until next time, you guys hit that post notification bell, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, you guys. And don't forget to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend. We would like to have you be a part of the Chain Breaker family. Talk to you next time. Adios. Goodbye.